Stephen Lee, President of SNEF, employers, unionists, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here today to celebrate SNEF's 30th anniversary. This year, Singapore is 45 years old. We are celebrating National Day in a fortnight's time. So SNEF has been around for 2/3 of our existence. And in these 30 years, SNEF has achieved a great deal. And Singapore has achieved a great deal. Our GDP grew 6 times, from $40 billion back in 1980 to $250 billion last year in constant dollars. Our labor force expanded. In fact, it tripled from just over 1 million to 3 million. In other words, we created roughly 2 million new jobs. In real terms, per capita incomes have tripled, and our lives of all our people have tremendously improved. Singapore's rapid economic and social development is the result of our consistent forward-looking policies pursued year after year. We've invested in education, we've upgraded our workforce and infrastructure, and we've progressively moved up the value chain. And one of the fundamental policies which has enabled us to do all these sensible things is tripartism. It's a partnership which has been forged through decades of cooperation among the employers, the unions, and the government. You had a 7-minute version of the story just now, but the reality was complicated, challenging, and just as meaningful. We faced many challenges together, overcome successive crises, and cooperated to expand our economic pie and jobs for our people. Tripartism requires effort and commitment on all sides. Employers have to do their part, and SNEF, as the Association of Employers, plays a key role. SNEF naturally reflects the views and concerns of employers on important issues, particularly issues important to them. But SNEF also guides its members on these issues and helps them come to a constructive and pragmatic solution. It works hard, SNEF, to build a constructive relationship with the unions and together to set a positive, non-adversarial tone for our industrial relations. SNEF's president, Mr. Stephen Lee, is practically a full-time, unpaid public servant. Stephen has played a crucial leadership role, maintaining good relations with the labor movement and the government, working with them in a spirit of give and take to formulate practical solutions that benefit all parties. It's a critical responsibility and one which must be sustained and carried forward, whoever is in SNEF, whoever is in the unions or in the government. We have to institutionalize our working arrangements and our tripartite relationships. And we can never afford to take the present harmonious state of affairs for granted. We've got to continue to nourish and strengthen the habits of trust and cooperation, especially amongst newer business leaders and union leaders. And, I might say, newer ministers and office holders and MPs too. Companies which have operated in Singapore for some time, they understand how things work here. And usually they and the unions will have established a mutually satisfactory working relationship. But we have to guide and help the newer companies and the younger union leaders to develop similar understandings and rapport with each other. This tripartism has been an enormous advantage to us in our recent crisis. Unions, employers, and the government work together to help firms to cut costs and save jobs. These efforts prevented what might easily have been massive job losses and retrenchments. Our overall unemployment stayed low, peaking only at 3.3%. in the third quarter of last year and has since gone down to 2.2% this year. From our shared experience standing shoulder and shoulder against this latest storm, we've strengthened our tripartism and hopefully renewed it for a new generation.